Hey, welcome to my channel. Today is Maniology Mani by Me unboxing day. Woohoo! Okay, so this is for January 2021. So let's see what we've got. I've already opened it up to get things set, so this video wouldn't be super long. But as always, we get our Mani by Me card, introduction card, that introduces everything. It talks about the plates, it talks about the polishes, and it talks about the fifth element. And then we get our card that tells us about the mani we're going to learn how to do. So I think it's this finger that we are supposed to learn about today. So Cloud 9 Manicure Tutorial. All right, and these are the instructions. You can pause here to look at that if you like. And we will go through this with our mani. And here are our polishes, and I went ahead and swatched them out. So first of all, we have, let's see, Dovetail, and it's this really pretty kind of a shimmery mauve. It's super pretty, and it stamps well over black for the most part, so that's pretty nice. I like that color. And then our other color is Aphrodite. So in this one is a gorgeous purpley magenta hollow. It reminds me a little bit of magenta jelly from Hollow Taco. So it's got that beautiful hollow shift in it. If you can see it, I don't know if you can. So that's really pretty. I apologize for the background sound. I have my window open because I'm going to be using acetone, and so you get to hear all the traffic in the background. But anyway, both of those are super pretty colors. We get our sticker. No more jelly candies, which is sad, but here's our sticker. I've got a whole bunch of these now. We've got our normal stamping guide for anybody that's new. It will give you instructions and some troubleshooting tips on how to stamp. So this is something for newbies, and if you are first time purchasing your box, you will also get a stamper and scraper in with your box. And then let's open up our plates. So you get 2 plates, 2 polishes, and a fifth element. And this is the first plate. Okay, so sorry, I had to go close the door. My son's music was a little loud. This is the first plate, MXM047, and I'm trying to angle it in a way that the glare isn't such a problem, so it's a little, probably off a little. But it's got gorgeous roses and thorns. This whole box is kind of a love sick sort of a theme. So it can be good for Happy Valentine's, or it can be good for, you know, Valentine's, dark Valentine's. If you're not happy about Valentine's or you're lovesick or anything, there's elements for that as well. But I really like alphabets, and this one is a pretty old English calligraphy type of an alphabet. It's got cherubs, it's got thorns, it's got roses, it's got clouds, it's got angel wings. So there's some pretty elements, and then there's some darker elements as well. So this one, let's see, is MXM048. Let's try and get this in the screen very well. Okay, so this one looks kind of more like a dripping rose. This, I need my glasses, I think. I need better glasses. But there's some very fine, detailed images in here, and it's going to kind of be hard to tell exactly what they are and without stamping them just to see. But this one is for sure roses with thorns. That's pretty too. Anyway, this one, there's a cherub that has sunglasses, and I think that's this one. We'll be having to use that one. Oh, sorry with the glare. Okay. So take a look at that. You can pause if you like and zoom in on areas if you want to see. And then every box comes with a 5th element. And this month, it's these tiny little, they call black pointed rhinestones. But honestly, they're itty bitty. I mean, here's my fingers. Look at how tiny they are. When I first saw pictures of this box, I thought these were bigger, and I was like, pointed, I'm not a big fan of pointed, and they are pointed if you look really, really. Let's see if we can do this. See, you can see they are really, really pointed. Sorry about the traffic, but they're also really, really tiny. So I don't think that would be a big issue. They would stick up off the nail a little bit, but probably not that bad. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to these. Get the right. Okay. Go back to normal. Okay. So this is neat. I'm gonna probably find a different container for them because Maniology doesn't usually send them in resealable containers. So I will probably put these in like a dip powder container or something. So those are neat. Okay, so let us put that to the side. We are going to do the Mani on the card. So, fall in love or throw some shade. Whether you've got your head in the clouds or you're feeling grounded, this month's Mani by Me Manicure will have you flying high with creativity. Pick your favorite colors and cherubs for a V-Day look that will show off your style. Share your looks with us on social using hashtag ManiXMeBox. Okay, so the first thing it says to do is prep a nail bed with base coat and then apply 2 coats of a sheer gold polish. I just did a single coat of a sheer gold polish because it looked in the picture to me that you could still kind of see through it. So I just did a single coat because my gold polish is a little darker or a little bit more opaque. It's still pretty sheer. You can still see through it pretty well. But anyway, that's just what I did. I did 1 coat. Step 2, pick up the cloud image on MXM 048 with Aphrodite using a detail brush and your favorite polishes. Fill in the clouds, then set the stamper aside to dry. So we're going to be doing a little advanced stamping today. All right, let me I'm going to grab one of my okay, hold on, let me get my stamping stuff. Okay, I'm all set up. So I think this might be the first time we've done advanced stamping on my channel. So I'll go through it with you. First of all, I'm going to take the MXM 048 and this part is satisfying. You want to make sure that you peel off this blue film. This is just to keep it protected during shipping. And it's so satisfying. Some companies will do a white or a clear, and so you got to be careful if you okay, so you got to be careful not to leave that on there, or you won't have anything it won't pick up any images, obviously. Okay, so, but that's a rookie mistake. That is, a lot of newbies don't realize that, and they just try and stamp on that, and so that's just something you need to know, so you take that off. And then I take some acetone and I clean off my plate because there might be some sticky residue left on there. All right, so let's go a little zoomed in. I have my lint roller for cleaning my stamper. This is my Maniology monocle stamper. I clean that off with my lint roller first. I have my scraper card, which I actually keep in that until I'm ready to stamp. I have my tip ready to go. And then I have my colors. So it says to grab the cloud image. Let's move myself up here so I'm not out of shot. Let's move over so I'm not super glary either. Okay, so it wants to do this. So I'm gonna shake that up. We'll open that, and then I actually kind of go to the side just because I find it's easier for me. So because I'm right-handed, I scrape this way and then I rock this way. So I scrape to the right and then I rock it from right to left. So I always try and pick up in the opposite direction from which I scrape. I don't know, I've found that that works best for me. So this one doesn't have a lot of negative space. It's more fine lines. So I don't have to fill it in as much. I'm being fairly gentle, but I'm moving quickly. All right, so I was a little off center when I picked that up. So I didn't pick up much of the image on this side. And being that this is a really big tip, I think, yeah, I'm gonna do that one over again, just because I wanna get it right. It's hard for me to see a little bit, just because I'm trying to see through my camera and under my camera and around my camera. And I think also what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look and see how big this image is, and then I'm gonna cut it down, just so I don't have to do like double reverse stamping. So I'm gonna cut that down and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and cut that down because we're reverse stamping. I don't want to spend such a crazy amount of time trying to do it multiple times so it'll fit on the tip. So that's why I did that. Okay, so let's go ahead and scrape again. FedEx just drove by. That's why you hear the big truck and the squeaky tires. I'm so sorry again, but I don't like breathing acetone, so we'll deal with that. All right, so gentle. See, that left a lot on there, so I'm gonna scrape again. And then I'm going to very gently pull it up. And that's okay. But I think I could probably pick up a better image. So this is, I always try to leave these in because you need to see that not everybody is gonna be able to pick everything up perfect the first time. These YouTube channels where they look like they're doing it perfect the first time every time, I guarantee you they're not. And you know, maybe sometimes, but not every time. But anyway, and that's okay. It edits out all the not necessarily mistakes just to make them look better. They're editing it out more for time than anything else. So I'm not dissing any other channels by doing that. There will be times when I do that too. Okay, now I didn't, oh, that was awful. That was awful. So, okay, so for me, I'm not a huge fan of these bendy, bendy scrapers. And so, but I wanted to use it because it's Maniology. But I'll tell you, my favorite scraper is actually the clear jelly stamper scraper. And it doesn't fit in here, but that's okay. So let's try again with my clear jelly stamper scraper and see if that helps me scrape up a little bit better. I like the harder. Yowza, all over the place, hot mess. All right. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? It actually picked up a lot better. I missed a corner over here, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, so now what it wants us to do, and I'm gonna clean this off just to give that a chance to dry for a second, because we'll be doing there's a couple of words for it. It's either called advanced stamping or reverse stamping, and both are accurate. There's not a wrong way to say it. It's just a preference thing. So I'm gonna close up my bottle, because I will knock it over and spill it all over the place, and you cannot waste the holo. Okay, so what does it say next? Let's see. Use a detail brush and your favorite polishes, fill in the clouds, then set the stamper aside to dry. Okay, so I will shake up my white because I just want to do white clouds. I'm not going to do the pink clouds. And then I need to find myself one of my detail brushes. Not that one's not detailed enough. This one looks pretty good. Okay, this is one of my Beetles brushes. And I'm gonna put a little bit of alcohol on it, and then I'm gonna swirl it around, and that kind of gives me a super nice point. So as I put alcohol and swirl it, I get the nice point. Okay. So, do I want to do, I don't know that I want to do all of the clouds, but I'm going to get my little palette out. I got this little thing from Maniology. It's just a little rock, and it works great as a little palette. So, set some white down there. And let's, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see with glare, and I wonder if it'll make it better for you to see if I set it on this. You can see better. There you go. Okay. Let's try. So now I grab just a little bit. And quite honestly, I think I could probably use, since these are bigger images, I could probably use a dotting tool. I tend to try not to use them if I can avoid them, just because I find that the dotting tools will pick up the images underneath the stamped image underneath a little bit more. And what I'm doing is I'm trying really hard to not actually touch the stamp. I'm just trying to float this paint over. So there's a little string there, and I don't know if that's just part of the brush. But I think I'm going to cut that off because that's going to drive me bonkers. So now remember, the thicker you put this polish on, the longer it's going to take to dry. I'm just going to get that off. There. That's annoying. That's going to annoy me. Okay. So we want it to be thick enough that it's opaque when we stamp, but we don't want it to be so thick that it takes forever to dry. But you can put your lid over your stamper and let it sit overnight, and that'll work too. You just need to make sure you have some sort of like a sticky base to stamp it on top of. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop talking and I'll fast forward through some of this because that will save us some time in our video as well. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside to dry. I'm gonna clean off my brush because I don't want the paint to dry on my brush. So I'm cleaning that off with acetone. Again, that's why my window is open and you can hear everything in the background. And as I dry it off, I twist because I want it to try and stay in that point if I can. Okay, so cover that up, put that away. I'm gonna wipe this off and we're good. Now, I just realized I probably didn't have to cut that down because looking at this, it puts the cherub underneath and I would have been fine. Now, it has it so that your nail is like this. And this is a personal preference thing. Nobody can tell you how to do your nails, right? It's your nails, so you have them the way you like them. If you want to look at them like this, then stamp them so that you can see the image like this. But if you want to look at them like this, or you want to show people your nails, then, which is what I prefer, that's my personal preference, then stamp so the image is like this. It's totally your choice, and nobody can tell you to do any different, so don't let them. Okay, so this we will let dry. I'm actually going to leave it out because I want the air to kind of get to it. And then this third step, while you wait for your clouds to dry, pick up the cherub design with sunglasses from the same plate with Aphrodite. Stamp the design on the bottom center of the nail close to the cuticle line. So I'm not gonna follow that. I'm gonna do it the other way because that's me. Gotta do it my way. Okay, so we'll do that. Where did Aphrodite go? Nope, there she is. Okay. And then we're going to find, what's this one right here? Can you see it? It's sunglasses. So that'll be easy. So turn it this way. Take my Aphrodite, get my plate ready. I need a different stamper. Clean that one off. If you only have one stamper, then I suggest to do this part first. I have a little, oh, I got a little split in that one. That stinks. Oh well, it'll still work. Anyway, so if you only have one stamper, that's totally okay. I just suggest that you do this step before you do your reverse stamping. It'll just slow you down a little. It's not necessary to have multiple. If you have multiple stampers, then you have more freedom to prep more reverse stamps for more nails, but it's not necessary. It just will take you longer, and that's okay. Spread out the fun, right? Okay, let's see. Put my white under there again so you can see it. That picked up really nice, actually. So I'm gonna clean this part up here off because I don't want that on my nail. All right, so let's stamp it on, right? It has you doing it right at the bottom, but it has you do it at the cuticle, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do it down here because it's just me. Now you don't have to press hard, but I suggest you peel off slow because then you'll be able to tell if you have some of the image lifting up. See? Like that. Some of the image lifted up. So because I used gel polish, I can just wipe it off and do it again. No harm, no foul. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply a little bit of sticky base coat. I gotta find my sticky base coat. Here it is. Now, there we go. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of sticky base coat and just let this dry for about 30 seconds. It doesn't need long, super thin coat. If you don't have a sticky base coat, you can just take a little bit of hairspray and just do a quick psh. Excuse me. So you can just take a little bit of hairspray and just go shh, a little further away so that you're not getting a huge concentration of wetness, just enough to make it just a little bit tacky. And that'll work too. You don't have to have the sticky base coat. So we'll let that dry for about 30 seconds while we clean this up and stamp it again, pick it up again. So easy enough. By the time I'm done picking up this stamp, that will be dry enough to be able to stamp over. All right. Clean up. And that picked up nice too. That picked up nice too. All right, so I'm gonna clean off just that tip right there. And then we shall try again. See if I can do it so you can see. Okay, see, I am bracing my finger on my other hand, and my arms are both braced to my desk. And I'm doing that to provide me with a little bit more stability. I don't know if you guys try it. You're not going to see very well. I can't see very well either. Okay, like I said, I am not going on here, I'm not pressing hard, but I'm moving slowly because I want to make sure that my image applies. Okay. I thought about, and I probably should have, I think if I were to do this again, I would reverse stamp this image too, and I would do skin tone for the face, because you just cannot see that very well. But you can't see it on theirs either. Ooh, earthquake. It's my typical earthquake. See, I'm gonna nail it, earthquake. Enjoy. We get it every single video. Always knocking my glasses or my face on my camera stand. I need to find a better way, I think. Okay, so we're done with the stamping plate, I think, and we're done. So the next step is to apply a sticky base coat, which we did, to the top, to the middle half of the nail. When that base is tacky, stamp your dried clouds to the nail, seal with a no smudge top coat. Okay, so I've already applied the sticky base coat. It looks a little shiny, but it's not terrible, so I'm just gonna go with it. But I don't want these down here, so I'm gonna try and clean that off a little. Oh, that pushed my stamper down a little, and I didn't push very hard, so I wasn't gonna be very steady, so I'm glad I figured that out. Okay, so another way, if you're getting up really close and you're not brave enough to grab that little stuff at the bottom, you can wrap a piece of tape, sticky side out, around like a toothpick and go in very gently with that. Or you can also, okay, so the way these need to be in here, see this line right here? That is meant to kind of hold your stamp in place, that little itty bitty line. The clear jelly stamper ones have more of a ledge, and so they don't move as much. Okay, so now we are going to take this. We have our sticky base coat on. Try and make it so you can see as much as I can, and then we will press that down. Move slowly. See, that's not staying on that side. Okay, so I'm going to hold that down a little bit more for a little bit longer, and sometimes that helps. Helps it adhere more. Ugh. That very top one didn't stay. Okay. All right. I don't know how well you saw that because I was concentrating on it. There. This side was kind of lifting up as I was rolling this way. So then when I was rolling this way, this part was lifting up. I just very carefully, this part was lifting up, but these down here were stuck. So when I started rolling this way, I just made sure that this part was lined up as best as I could get it. And there you have it, it's on. Now, what I would do next is take a cleanup brush. And I really like the Maniology's, I don't know the sticky on it. I like the Maniology's, it's a pencil stamper. Oops. Well, we'll deal with getting that out. There's a little silicone piece in there for a tiny stamper on this end. And then on this end, it's a really nice cleanup brush. It's got that nice edge and a point, and I love this one for my cleanup, right? So I don't want it to be super wet, just enough that it will kind of help melt the edges to the image and take off whatever I don't want, right? So just a little bit more, tap that a little, go right along the edge, and that melts it to the edge. And if this is on a finger, it's going to melt it to the edge of your nail and take it off of your skin. So you just, that part takes practice. You'll be able to do it. Just takes a little bit of practice. All right, now we top coat. So it says to use a smudge-free top coat. I have it. However, like I said, I think this would look so much better if the cherub's face was skin toned. Should have done that. But it didn't say to, so I didn't. But you do it how you want to do it. But it looks good otherwise. I don't know if it's a nail I would wear. But there are images on this plate that are beautiful. I love a lot of the roses and things like that. So, okay, so I have the smudge-free top coat. Have it, but I'm not a polished top coat girl. I am a gel top coat girl. And I will tell you, my new very favorite gel top coat, the shine is insane, is by Triple D. So, gel top coat works very there's another earthquake. Gel top coat works very similar to the smudge-free top coat. As long as you're careful and don't do too many swipes, it's not going to smudge on you. Right? You just try and make it cover the nail. And it'll make it nice and shiny. All right, and then I will cure that for 60 seconds. Oh, get it off of that, because then scrape the top. Cure it for 60 seconds and we'll be back for our final thoughts. Okay, there you have it. So this is the final nail. All nice and shiny with the glossy top. And it looks pretty good. It's got some nice stuff on these plates. So here you have it. You've got everything you got in the box right here. So what do you think of this? Do you like that they did the Valentine's theme, sort of good and bad? Give you the choice. Do you wish they had done more hearts and less cherubs? I like the roses. I like the option of the thorns, but I try to keep my life full of positivity as much as possible. But I'll tell you, I really do like these letters, so I'll probably find some ways to use those letters. And I love this rose. This rose is gorgeous. And I can't I think this is a thorny rose. Oh, there's some cherubs in there. So more cherubs over here. And more, this is, ooh, you could layer this. You could, it looks very much like you could layer this. This would be the background. And this would be the top layer with the detail. I betcha you could. Maybe one of these days we'll try that. So what do you think? Do you like this box? Do you think you might want to become a Maniology Mani by Me subscriber? You can use my code at Maniology. I am an affiliate. I get a teensy tiny bit of a commission. It's really not very much. So it is Nail It 10 for 10% off. Yeah, I don't think it works on the subscription boxes though, but it will work on all your orders. It doesn't necessarily work on only your first order. So I would appreciate it if you would use my code. The more people use my code, the more I can buy stuff for giveaways. And speaking of giveaways, I am creeping up on 500 subscribers, and my plan for 500 is to do my son's nails. He's gonna let me do that. And then also I have a giveaway planned. So check in at 500 subscribers for the giveaway and the mani on my son. That's coming hopefully soon. I don't know when, but when that happens, we will get that giveaway going. So thanks for watching, and I hope you think I nailed it, and I hope you nail it too. We'll see you in the next one.